What is going on, Misfit Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. This is your 2024 review and results for the first 2 days of the Cinderella Tournament. I am your host, Matt the Misfit. We've had matches galore. We've had very excellent matches on these 2 nights here, by the way. I want to point that out. We also seen Giulia be dethroned in a very odd finish to a match that a lot of people were looking forward to. We'll talk about that also. We'll talk about a star-making performance for Hanan, a great star-making performance for Rina, and for Yuzuki. We'll talk about that and much, much more. We will talk about the announcement that we found out that the 5-Star Grand Prix to this year will be a 3-week tournament instead of the usual 8 weeks, which is, I personally love that idea. We'll talk about that and much, much more. Please, first, I want you to do me a simple favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down below, follow the social medias, Misfit Podcast TV, Misfit Wrestling Pod on Instagram, not Misfit Wrestling Pod on Twitter, it's Pile Driver Pulse on Twitter because, I had to come up with something else for that. We can also follow the other audio outlets you can find Misfit Wrestling Podcast, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Episode 160 is up on the audio outlets. I don't know the actual number of this particular show. The Pile Driver Pulse is up there right now. We went over the retirement of the Stinger. We also went over the announcements for Paul Heyman and Bull Nakano going into the WWE Hall of Fame. It was announced last night on SmackDown. Well, not last night on SmackDown, but before SmackDown, that the US Express, Barry Windham, and Mike Rotunda will also be going into the WWE Hall of Fame, making Barry Windham a 2-time WWE Hall of Famer, joining the likes of Booker T, Bret Hart, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, X-Pac, Scott Hall, and Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan as 2-time WWE Hall of Famers. We also went over Okada being all elite and things that will be happening coming up in very, very shortly. We also had the Stardom predictions over there. I may have to change my prediction based on what happened on the first night because and tonight because I'm recording this not even 25-30 minutes after the night 2 ended for the 5-star, the Cinderella Tournament. Some really good matches on the show here. We've seen the Stardom debut of Sareee, which mind boggles me to this day that up until now we're getting Sareee in a Stardom ring. This could be the end of Giulia in Stardom. We know she's leaving. That is officially confirmed by multiple people. Even Starlight Kid had talked about it. We'll talk about her comments on Giulia leaving, and what she thinks about it all, and all that stuff in just a little bit here. Actually, I want to bring up. I want to see if I can find her comments on Giulia. Let me see if I can find her comments on Giulia. They're in here somewhere. I'm trying to find them. I'm trying to find it somewhere. I know they're in here. I cannot find them anywhere. I'm doing this live here. They're in here somewhere. I know they are. Here we go. I brought this up here. I found the Actually, let's talk about this. We're going to bring into the news here before we get into the actual review stuff here. So, it was announced that the 5-Star Grand Prix will be taking place this year in 2024. Of course it is, because it's the 5-Star Grand Prix. The 5-Star Grand Prix last year was kind of like very weird, but there were some good things that happened on the 5-Star. That including, us getting the great finals of that year, which was Maika and Suzuki, which they ended up running back unintentionally, by that at Dream Queendom, where Maika ended up winning the tournament. But we did find out that the 5-Star Grand Prix will be taking place. I believe they said, I'm not mistaken there, I think they said August 15th, I believe. I believe they said that. I believe they said the August 15th, but I'm not entirely sure. Let me look here. Let me see. I do this live here. Let me look here. Let me look here. Let me look here. 2024 announced here. Trying to. I know it's in here. I just got to find the damn thing. It's a 1-month tournament. I know that for sure. Anyway, it's up there. I know they announced it for the end of at the beginning of like March, halfway through August. At the end of August is when they're going to end it. 3 weeks. They're scaling back on the amount of weeks for the tournament, which is great. It's something Giulia was talking about last year. I'm glad they're actually going to be doing it this year. Though it's kind of sad that they're going to be doing it when she's leaving. They're doing the things she wanted to do. That she wanted them to do before she left, or as she's leaving out the door, which is very interesting to me. Speaking of Giulia, Starlight Kid, who is having a great showing so far in the Cinderella tournament, because for once the Cinderella tournament matches are acting like actual matches instead of, shenanigans. Outside of 2 matches that I'm going to talk about, which kind of pissed me off quite a bit, which felt so much like Rosie Ogawa's name funny. So Starlight Kid was talking to Tokyo Sports, saying that she's hoping to have to face Giulia again before Giulia leaves Stardom. Kid noted that she's never been able to beat the former Strong Women's Champion, and wants to beat her before she exits. She brought up the time that she challenged Giulia for the white belt, and Giulia destroyed her mask. That was before Giulia. I believe that was before Starlight Kid joined Away to Tie. She was a part of Stars, and Giulia cut the ear off of her mask and started ripping her mask open here. So that should be interesting here. We may get it depending on what happened at the end of the show earlier tonight. So we'll see what happens there. But there is that. I believe there was another show they announced. Oh, they announced the match for All Star Grand Queendom, which we'll talk about when we get to the main event of night 1 of the Cinderella tournament. So there is that. I don't think there's not much news when it comes to Stardom here. Oh, I do want to mention the big show, not Paul White, the show in Philadelphia, which takes place on April the 4th. I don't think it's April the 4th. Yeah, it's April the 4th. The Philadelphia show, WrestleMania week. Stardom will be in Philadelphia during WrestleMania week. This is going to be their first show overseas in the United States since the show in New York City back in 2019, which saw I don't think it was the main event, but we did see Momo Watanabe defend the Wonder of Stardom Championship against a young up-and-coming Utami Hayashishita. This one is called Stardom's American Dream 2024 and the Keystone State. We do know that a few names have been announced for this show. We do know that Momo Watanabe will be on the show. Sherry, Starlight Kid, Mayu Iwatani, the IWGP Women's Champion, Momo Kogo, Azumi, and Mina Shirakata. You can buy that show now on Fight TV, formerly known as Fight TV. It's now Thriller TV. They have to change the time zone because they have it listed, not the time zone, but they have it listed as 3 a.m. I'm pretty sure the show is going to be taking place at 3 p.m. on Friday, or not on Friday, on Thursday of April 4th. It's just $25 on Thriller TV. So that should be a lot of fun. I cannot wait to watch that show. I will be reviewing that show on that week. That's going to be a big week for the podcast. WrestleMania week is always a big week. You got a Raw that day. You have that week. Then you have the go home show for WrestleMania, which is Raw and SmackDown. You have you got the go home show for Stand and Deliver, which I don't know if I may talk about Stand and Deliver while covering night one of WrestleMania. Then you have AEW Dynamite. You have the Stardom show. You have Ring of Honor, which I'm not going to cover Ring of Honor, unfortunately, not this year. Then you have, like I said, SmackDown on that Friday. Then you have SmackDown and then the Hall of Fame, the 2024 Hall of Fame, which I'm going to wait. I am going to cover SmackDown. I'm going to wait until after the Hall of Fame to do the SmackDown review because I do want to watch that. Then you got night one of WrestleMania on Saturday, night two of WrestleMania on Sunday. We do know that the main event of night one has been announced for WrestleMania Saturday, which is The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. You know the stipulation there. If Rock and Roman win, it's bloodline rules. If Cody and Rollins win, bloodlines are banned from night two of WrestleMania. So we do know all of that. I believe that's all the news when it comes to Stardom, unless I'm missing some things here. I do know that Spark announced, I don't know how long ago it was, but it was earlier this week, that Stardom will be part of those coming shows in, I believe, it is WrestleMania weekend again. So Spark will have appearing on their show. They will have Azumi is going to be there. There's I believe Azumi's Starlight Kid, Mayu Iwatani, and I believe it's Mina Shirakara. Yoshi tryouts matches here. Which is going to be, we're going to have judges here. Obviously, Mayu Iwatani is going to be a judge here. This is a American promotion, founded in California. They're going to be in here for the WrestleMania week, obviously. So, obviously, April the 7th, 2 p.m. at the Monster Factory. Get your tickets, obviously, at Spark Joshi Trailblaze 2024.eventbrite.com. They're not sponsoring me, but I'm going to plug their stuff because I love me some Stardom. Can't get enough of Stardom. I'm very happy that Azumi gets to perform in front of American fans for the first time, I believe, ever in her career. She'll also be a part of the Windy Riot show. I believe Windy City Riot show, I believe. Let me see if I can find it here. New Japan Windy City Riot for 2024. Yes, we don't know. We don't know what matches they're going to have, but we do know they will be a part of the show. That was confirmed. Let me see. Let me see the, not the lineup, but I want to see the people are going to be announced. I believe. So as of right now, I believe it's only Azumi and Mina Shirakara. I would assume Mayu Iwatani is going to be on that show too. That is going to take place on April the 12th at Chicago. So that should be very, 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 very good. Very, very fun. The Wintrust Arena, which is a big venue, believe it or not. I believe AEW's had some pay-per-view events there. I believe they had All Out. No, they had Revolution there in 2020. That was the last big pay-per-view they had before the world shut down and all that stuff. So that is, I believe that's all the big Stardom news I got for you guys for this week. This particular episode of the Pile Driver Pulse, or what not, but it's not the Pile Driver Pulse, you know what I meant. But let's get into the review. Night one, day one, whatever you call it, happened this morning for the Cinderella Tournament. We had a pre-show match, which I missed the majority of it, but it was like a multi-woman type of match. It was Suzuki defeating the likes of Mai Sakurai, Waka Tsukiyama, Ami Sourei, Mirai, Hazuki, Mei Seira, and Azumi. Azumi competed twice on this show because I believe I found out that Utami was not medically cleared to compete on the show because of, I guess, they label it as, what do they label it as? Poor condition or whatever. I don't know. Basically, just not medically cleared. But from what I saw, it seemed like a fun match. Some of my favorites were in this match. Like I said, Ami Sourei is great. Mirai, I can stand Mirai when she's in the ring. I just can't stand her winning all the time. So thankfully she didn't here. I love me some Hazuki. Azumi is my favorite wrestler on the planet right now. And Suzuki's great. So I did see a clip because I missed most of the match, like I said, but I did see a clip of all of them trying to do like that big suplex spot when you normally see when there's like a bunch of people in the same match and they all continue to do like the big suplex spot. Mai Sakurai is walking on every one of them and then does her pose on everyone, and it's actually hilarious to see. But Suzuki gets the win here, and then she does the commentary for the rest of the night, and she is gold on commentary. I loved her throughout the show. Like one point in the show where I forget what match it was. I think it was during the Natsuko Toro match, right? That I believe Natsuko tried to pull these monitors down, and Suzu's just grabbing the monitors for dear life, and trying to make sure they don't get like destroyed or anything. When she's not wrestling in the show, I want her to be in commentary more for majority of it, because she brought a little life into it as a guest commentator. Like, you'll see some of the wrestlers who do commentary, they're just like there. But Suzuki was just into it. I loved it. What I did love, though, was the opening match on the show. Was the Future of Stardom Championship match. Rina, the defending champion, defeated Miran. And my God, this match was unbelievably good. I loved this match so much, right? So this match, I believe, if we can find the matches here. So this match was 11 minutes and 26 seconds. This was a great match. I loved this match so much. So it wasn't my favorite match on the show. It was my second favorite. There's a few matches on the show where I'm like, this is a great match here. But there were several times in this match where I thought Miran was going to win the championship. There was a few spots, and there was even a spot, I don't remember the exact spot it was, but it was a moment in the match where Miran had Rina down for a count, and I thought it was it. It was like it was like a Roman Reigns, like 2 3/4, 2.99999 kick out from Rina. Obviously, Rina tried to put the octopus stretch, on Miran multiple times there. Miran was able to get to the bottom rope quite a few times during that stretcher moment, which I thought was pretty good here. And then she was able to hit her pink double finishing maneuver on Miran to get the retention of the Future of Stardom Championship. Would you believe if I told you Miran is only 14 years old and she's already really good? She wrestles for the promotion World Woman Pro Wrestling Diana, which is, I believe, who else? Like, do I know anybody else who wrestles for that promotion? Actually, I do. There's a few other ones on here that wrestle on this promotion that I know of. Yeah, I actually, believe it or not, there's quite a few on here that I'm very familiar with when it comes, because they appear on Stardom every now and then. So, yeah, but yeah, good showing for Miran. Probably Rina's best title defense since winning the title. Let's look at the matches she's had since winning the championship, right? So Rina's had the championship since May 12th of last year when she beat Ami Sourei for it. She's beaten Lady C, Wakatomiyama, Azusa, Inaba, Hanako, and then this year she's beaten Yuzuki, Miyu Amazaki, and now Miran. And out of the, I believe it was, what was it? Actually, you know what? Let me look this up here, because they usually have this on tout here. So let me look this up here. So she's had 7 title defenses. I believe she's about to, if she can, she's going to have to, she may actually, if depending on how long they want to keep the title on her, as of right now the longest reigning champion is Utami Hayashishita. She could surpass Utami. She's already surpassed all the other champions. She's surpassed the first champion, the inaugural champion, which is Starlight Kid. But out of the 7 title defenses, this is by far her best, and I loved every bit of it. Another match I enjoyed, which is probably as of right now, is my favorite match of the tournament so far. It's Starlight Kid versus Yuzuki. 8 minutes and 21 seconds here. This match was fast paced here. These two banged so hard when it comes to professional wrestling. These two were doing their high speed, fast paced stuff, and it was great. Starlight Kid brought back her long hair, which it wasn't black this time. She actually, I think, lightened it up a little bit. Kind of, it reminds me of the color that Utami currently uses with her hairstyle. But it was great. I love this. Starlight Kid gets the win with her beautiful moonsault for the 3. I love her frog splash that she has, that she turns herself kind of like a Twisted Bliss a little bit, but it's a frog splash. It contorts her body. It's kind of like, I feel like she's watched a lot of RVD matches, is the point I'm trying to make here when it comes to 5-star frog splash. That's kind of basically what it was. Yeah, this match was not easy either, because, this was going to be a walk in the park, because Yuzuki, who is only, by the way, I want to put this out, Yuzuki is only 19 years old, only 3 years younger than Starlight Kid, and she's already great at what she does here. Still, unfortunately, she's still in the wrong faction. I'm gonna say this until the day I know I'm no longer on this earth, that Yuzuki should be in the Queen's Quest. Yuzuki, I'm not even using that. A lot of people have seen to be like, Queen's Quest is just passing on all these people. Like, what is going on here? That's just me. Anyway, but like I said, this match was great. I enjoyed it. By the way, the last match, I give that an 8 out of 9. I give it a solid 8 out of 10 for that match here. This I'm going to give a 9 out of 10, because this was my favorite match on the entire, out of both nights. For the 8-way, 8-woman match, the fatal 8-way, whatever you call it here. I give that a good 6 out of 7. It was fun, that here. But yeah, match that I didn't really. The match, this next match here, kind of. This one kind of pissed me off a little bit here because, like, this just makes Natsuko Tora look really, really fucking stupid. That is Sayaka Kurara defeating Natsuko Tora by a DQ. Now, what happened here is, like, so majority of this match is Natsuko beating the shit out of Kurara, right? And then once she's getting, Sayaka is getting her shit in on Tora. I don't remember what move it was that Sayaka. It may have been like a submission move of some sort. Maybe like a stretch or something like that. And then Tora, right in front of the referee, might I add, spits the green mist. Well, not blue mist this time. It was green mist. Or maybe purple mist they normally does. Anyway, does it right in front of the referee. Okay. Then she gets up and then proceeds to walk over to the referee and punch him in the face. And then the referee, who at this point Natsuko already hit a Death Valley driver, rings the bell and disqualifies Natsuko Tora. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I hit my microphone there. I apologize. I'm sitting here to myself and I'm like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? So now, not only did she have a loss on this Cinderella tournament here, she lost to a rookie. Sayaka Kurara is a rookie for, I believe she is a part of, I believe she's part of Cosmic Angels, maybe? Let me look here. I don't want to. Yeah, she's part of Cosmic Angels, and she's a rookie. Right? Only, I believe, well, we don't have that much details on how old she is, but this makes you look like an absolute moron. And again, I like Natsuko Tora. I really do. But this makes her come off as a terrible leader for the group. Oedo Tai needs to get the hell away from Natsuko Tora. This is why when Natsuko went down with an injury and I believe it was what did she do? She tore her ACL in that match with Utami back in 2021. Was it 2021? It was either 2021 or 20. It was 2020. It was either 2020 or 2021. Anyway, the two people who stepped up to act like leaders of the group was Starlight Kid and Kunami, right? If they somehow try to get away from Natsuko Tora as a leader, there's only two people right now on that faction that should be leading the group. That is a person who actually has led a group before, that being Momo Watanabe or Starlight Kid. Because I feel like those two would probably do better as a leader than Natsuko Tora has ever done as leader. She is a worse leader than she may be worse than Tam Nakano. Tam Nakano, who I really like as a professional wrestler, not a great leader when it comes to Cosmic Angel. She's very bad at her job. And what I mean by that is with recruiting people, she had, and we're going to talk about her in a little bit because she's the next match after this. She had poor Yuna Minizori go through this ringer of trials to get accepted into Queen's Quest. Meanwhile, Sakura Sayaka Kurara did none of that. She just accepted her because she asked to be in the group. That is not great leadership. And with Natsuko Tori losing to a rookie in the way you did, kind of comes off as a fucking moron. And it's not the first time she did this, because she did it again the very next night on the 6-woman tag match that they did. Or it was the 8-woman tag match that they did. It just frustrates me with certain things like that, and it just gets under my skin sometimes with how they handle stuff. Anyway, Ina Mizori. By the way, that gives me a negative 0 out of 10. That was dumb. That's my rating on that match. Ina Mizori defeated Lady T. It was a fine match. Nothing too big to write about. I'll write home about it. They tried to go back and forth with their power. 5 minutes and 4 seconds. Didn't last long. Ina gets the win here. Of course she does. Lacey doesn't really win a lot of matches. I'm not that surprised. I joked while watching the match, and I'm like, under this new management, will Lacey finally win a match? Not even 2 minutes later, Lacey loses. I'm like, well, what the point? Why did they even make the comment there? But this was a decent 4.5, 4 out of 5 match. 2, 3, 4 out of 5 match. That's what I'm going to give that there. We've seen the return of Momo Kogo, who returned to lose to Xena. 3 minutes and 39 seconds. This match really didn't do much for me. I don't find Xena very, very. I find her boring in the ring, if I'm being completely honest here. Right? I like Momo Kogo. Xena just doesn't do it for me when it comes to the in-ring style. Some of her matches bore me to tears. I much rather watch a Momo Kogo match, who I think is a much better wrestler. But Xena gets the win here. I should also point out that, and I mentioned this already here, Xena will go on to face Waka Tsukiyama, I believe, on the 16th of March in round 2, and Starlight Kid, who we'll talk about her match, her great match with Suzuki that happened earlier today, about a few minutes earlier tonight. So there's that, and because of fucking Natsuko Tori's stupidity, Kurara will take on Azumi on the 16th of March, and Yuna Mizori will be facing Ami Sourei. We'll talk about that match in just a little bit. So there is that. But yeah, so like I said, this is 2.5, maybe 2 out of 5, 2 out of 10, whatever. I'll give it that here. Miyu Amasaki taking on Rina. Yagami. I'm sorry if I butchered that name here. Match is all right. Kevin is an interesting professional wrestler. She's not known for having outstanding matches, but when she does eventually have good matches, like her match with Rina when she challenged her for the championship. The Future of Stardom Championship. It was good, but I don't know. This match just didn't do much for me. But Amazaki did get the win here. She will go on to face Mai Sakurai in the second round on the 16th of March. So I get 3 out of 10 for that. I give that one there. So there is Another back to the thing to piss me off when it comes to Oedo Tai, right? And mainly Natsuko Toro. Raka. She took on Koguma from Stars. 5 minutes and 16 seconds. Raka actually just beats her straight up because of Natsuko Toro decides to, hey, I'm going to actually try to be a leader and actually do some leader things, which she failed to do in her match with Kuraka. Kurara. So, this is not very good. Oh my God. This made me even more angry as the show progresses when it comes to Natsuko Toro, because I think the shit she did on the second day, that annoyed me even more. But again, 2 out of 10. I don't really have a lot to say when it comes to this because a lot of these matches didn't get enough shine, if that makes sense here. Who knows? But a match I thought was actually pretty good for the time it actually got was Saida defeating Saki Kashima. By the way, Raka will actually go on to face Hatsuki in the second round on the 16th of March. Saida went on to face. Actually, she's going to go on to face. She went on to face Mei Seira in the second round. We'll talk about that in just a little bit here. But yeah, this match was a lot of fun. For the time it got, I enjoyed it. Wish it had gotten a little bit more time, but it didn't. But I enjoyed this very, very much here. Saida obviously showing off her strength here. That's what she would normally do. Saki Kashima tried to pretend like she has strength, and it was actually hilarious. When comedy wrestling is done correctly, Saki Kashima is the one to go to. Also, there is that. Another great match, which I thought was a total humper, was Hanan versus Hanako. 6 minutes and 30 seconds. I thought this was a great match. I enjoyed the hell out of this. Hanan gets the win here. Hanan seems like she's getting a small push into this tournament here. I don't think she's going to win it because she's going to have to face Starlight Kid in the third round. We'll talk about how Starlight Kid got to the third round, the quarterfinals, which was one of the best endings of how they incorporated the over the top rope thing. I believe the only over the top rope thing they did was the Starlight Kid match with Yuzuki. We'll talk about that in just a little bit here, but yeah, a lot of fun here. I'll give this match a solid 7, solid 6-7. Hanako's great. Hanan is great. Hanan, I believe, is again the oldest of the 3 sisters. Obviously, Rina and Hina are the same age because they are twins. They don't look like they're twins, but they are twins. But yeah, enjoyable match. I enjoyed this. Can't wait to see what else happens with Hanan in this tournament here because she's gonna have a hell of a quarterfinals to get through, and we'll see what happens here. So when Oedo Tai doesn't want to piss me off, this is how we do it here. Giulia, Konami, and Shirei defeat the team of Fukinji Death, Momo Watanabe, and Stephanie Vaquer. They had a great match here. This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this. Nice to see Konami when I can. She is a great professional wrestler. So I'm just very happy to see Konami when I can. I wish she would stick around more, but unfortunately she's not. Right now, I don't believe she's signed to Stardom, so she's a freelancer, so she can do whatever she wants here. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. I won't say anything else about my only regret of this match is we saw a taste of what Giulia and Vaquer were going to, well, I thought they were going to do in their match the strong title, which got me excited for the strong title match. Unfortunately, that's not what ended up happening in that match, which I can't wait to get to. But Giulia, Konami, and Sareee get the win here. Again, nice to see Konami back into the ring here with Stardom when she can come around here. So that gives me some great things to talk about. This, like I said, will get a 6 out of 10 for a great match there. Then we've seen the return of Natsupoi. She teamed with the Wonder of Stardom champion, the goddess herself, Saori Anou. It's restart. They took on the team of Chihiro Hashimoto and the debuting Sareee. So this was a great match. This match was really, really good. Love seeing Sareee. I still hate the fact that she was not used properly in WWE, and that I put all that blame on not Shawn Michaels. I put that blame on Vince McMahon, who was running NXT at the time when Sareee turned into the schoolgirl. Because I don't think I don't think Shawn Michaels took over NXT until Triple H actually came back from his life-threatening issue that he had with his heart. But this was a lot of fun. I'm going to give this one a good 8 out of 10. This wouldn't be the final time we've seen Sareee on this show, but this was a lot of fun here. Seeing Sareee hit her beautiful back suplex, which is, I love seeing that. Or side suplex. I believe it's a side suplex here. Natsupoi, unfortunately, is the one who got pinned in this match here. Natsupoi came back to lose, which is hilarious, but also funny at the same time. Or not funny at the same time, but also hilarious at the same time. I don't know if they're still going to do the Saori Anou match. Doesn't seem like it felt like they were going to tease. They were going to go toward that match, but it doesn't look like they're doing that right now. But we'll see what happens there. But yeah, nice to see Sareee in a ring again. I know she's been doing some. Excuse me. I know she's been doing some stuff here. I haven't been able to catch a lot of her other stuff here, but the stuff I've seen, she is doing phenomenal stuff outside of WWE. She is now part of the Sukeban and all that stuff there. But it's nice to see Natsupoi back in the ring. She was dealing with a cervical hernia issue, that same injury that put out Utami for a little bit. Hopefully, we won't have to deal with these type of injuries come the 5-Star Grand Prix this year, because that just was... The 5-Star Grand Prix last year got hit with the injury bug. The 5-Star Grand Prix last year felt like WrestleMania 32 all over again, where all the top stars were out injured, and then the 5-Star, you had Saya Kamatani out like immediately following the first match because she dislocated her elbow. Then while the tournament's going on, you had Starlight Kid, Utami, and Natsupoi pull out. Well, they didn't pull out. Natsupoi got hurt because of the 5-Star Grand Prix. Starlight Kid got hurt defending a championship before she got to the final night of the 5-Star to face Mayu Iwatani, which still want that one-on-one match, by the way. And then Utami, I guess, got hurt on a house show in a 6-woman tag match. And then we lost which we're probably never going to get the singles match between Utami and Giulia now. So, because Giulia is leaving. So, all that stuff. It's kind of fucked up, if I'm being completely honest here. But, who's there. The main event of night 1. A 3-way tag team match. Maika and Mina Shirakawa of Empress Venus, Nexus Venus, which is still a stupid name. I'm going to call them Divine Venus. Okay, that's what I'm going to call them, because I think that's a better name than fucking Empress Nexus Venus. Come on now. Be original there, Mina. They defeated the team By the way, Maika is the current World of Stardom champion, as she should be, because she is phenomenal. By the way, there was speaking of Maika, so I want to pull this. I didn't get to talk about this last time I talked about this story, but apparently, Maika threatened to put somebody in a Maika driver through a table. And what I mean, I believe it was one of the people at Tokyo Sports for basically spoiling that Giulia is leaving. And I think he just threatened to put them through a table with Maika driver, which I thought was fucking hilarious. And I'm like, that is some Empress shit right there. That she is the Empress of Stardom for a reason. I love you, Maika. Never change. Love me some Maika. They defeated the team of the IWGP Women's Champion Mayu Iwatani and Tam Nakano, which is a bizarre team that I didn't think I'd. I mean, I believe there were. I believe. If I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe not Natsupoi, but Tam Nakano was Tam Nakano was a member of Stars, so it's kind of like a Stars reunion here for Tam Nakano and Mayu Iwatani. They took on Saya Kamatani and Azumi. This was supposed to be Aphrodite, unfortunately, but like I said, poor health conditions for Utami, so subbed in for Azumi. Reminder, Azumi earlier in the night wrestled 7 almost 8 minutes, and then added in an extra. Let's see how let's count this here, right? So Azumi on this night alone wrestled a total of, hold on a second. Hang on a second. Let me. Wrestled a total of 21 minutes. Almost 22 minutes of wrestling twice. So, and Azumi is great here. So this match was a lot of fun, though. I enjoyed this, obviously, because of course I would. I'm not exactly sure who Maika pinned on this show. I believe it may have been Azumi that took the pinfall, but this was a lot of fun here, back and forth for all of them here. Good stuff here. After the match, Sourei comes down to the ring, which Maika looked like she was a little upset that Sourei went out here and just stole her thunder after her big win, which is kind of funny. But Sourei gets on the microphone and basically challenges Mayu Iwatani for the IWGP Women's Title. Apparently, we were supposed to get this match in 2020, but the pandemic shut everything down. Oh, no, wasn't that. Well, it was a little bit of both that and Sourei ended up going to WWE. So this match never happened. And I guess Mayu Iwatani accepted, so we're going to have an All Star Grand Queendom. One of the big matches on that show. This is actually the first match announced for that show is Mayu Iwatani defending the IWGP Women's Title against Sourei. So that should be a certified hood classic, as the kids say. And then Sourei left, and Maika's like, "What the hell? Why are you stealing my spotlight here? You know, my moment or whatever." So Maika gets on the microphone. Well, funny. This was kind of funny. So Mayu Iwatani is going to leave here. She apparently is fixing to go the wrong way, and Tam Nakano was trying to be like, "Mayu, you're going the wrong way." So gets a good laugh out of the crowd here. That was pretty funny though. But Maika then gets on the microphone and calls out Utami Hayashishita for the 20th, which is the finals of the Cinderella Tournament. And if that's going to be on that show, oh boy, I am looking forward to that. I'm hoping that match happens because I need Maika to win that match. If Maika beats Utami, at this point, you should just never take the title off her. Or just at this point. Because Maika should not lose the championship until she loses to possibly like Suzuki or something, right? So, but this match, I give it a good 8 out of 10 because the match was good. The talent involved, it just makes a lot of sense. Think about the talent that's involved in this match. You have Maika, the world champion. You have Mina Shirakawa, a former World of Stardom champion. The current IWGP Women's Champion in Mayu Iwatani and a Grand Slam winner in Mayu Iwatani. Tam Nakano, a former World of Stardom champion. Osby, the best high-speed champion that they've ever had. Sareee Kamitani, the second or third, depending on who you ask, best Wonder of Stardom champion. So, a lot of good stuff here. But yeah, when we're talking about, I'm gonna my full grade for the first day, I'm gonna give that show a good 9 out of 10. So I thought the matches that shined on this show in particular was I enjoyed. Let's see, 1, 2, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 matches out of the, I guess, I don't know. I'm not actually sure how many matches there were completely, but 6 matches in the show. I enjoyed them all, those matches in particular. So that gives me this one gives me an A+ on this particular night. So that is what the matches I would recommend you go check out on this night. Obviously, are Rina and Miran, Starlight Kid, Yuzuki, Hanako, Hanan, the 6-woman tag between Giulia, Sareee, and them, and then the main event of the show, Tam Nakano, Mayu Iwatani, all that stuff. So, yeah, so I give some credit on that one as well. So there is that. Night 2, which ended about an hour or so ago, which took place in Kurgan Hall. This was day 2 of the Cinderella Tournament. The show opened with Mai Sakurai and Sayaka Kura. They defeated the team of Hanako and Aya Sakura, who came back from excursion, I believe, or something like that here. Fun match, though I believe that Aya is a traitor at this point because I had a tweet suggesting that she should join Queen's Quest. She liked the tweet, and now she wants to join Gossip Angels. I'm like, you fucking traitor. All jokes aside, fun little match to get the crowd going here. By the way, this particular show didn't have no commentary, so I had to provide my own commentary because I feel me watching a wrestling show without commentary just doesn't feel right to me. If that makes sense. So yeah, there's that. Back to Oedo Tai shenanigans that pissed me off. So this was Stars and Oedo Tai. This was Mayu Iwatani, Hazuki, Koguma, Momokogo, and Yuzuki taking on Natsuko Toro, Momo Watanabe, Fukigen Death, Rina, and Raka. This match didn't even last very long, right? Well, first off, Mayu didn't even get to do her famous baseball throwing thing, and then I was somewhat disappointed, but also relieved at the same time to realize that and learn that the baseball that Mayu was throwing into the crowd was not an actual baseball; it was an inflatable baseball. Because I saw Natsuko just stomp on it, the more that I think about it being an inflatable baseball makes a lot more sense because that way she does actually end up hitting somebody in the face with it, especially like little kids that she's probably trying to toss them to. But so Yuzuki, right? First of all, Yuzuki's on the top rope. Momo whacks the ever living piss out of Yuzuki with a damn bat, beating the shit out of her with it on the outside there. Natsuko Toro, once again, right in front of the referee, because she is an incompetent, dumbass leader, has the pipe that she brings to the ring and smacks in the face with, I believe it was Koguma. It was either Koguma or Hazuki. No, it was Hazuki. She smacked Hazuki with it. And then get disqualified. They get disqualified. Or no, it was either Hazuki or Koguma that got hit in the face with it. Anyway, they get disqualified not because of anybody else. They get disqualified because of Tora. And it's kind of, it enraged me again. And I hope Oedo Tai at some point has to like Starlight Kid or somebody's going to step up and be like, you've been giving us a lot of losses lately. You forfeit your Cinderella match to a rookie, then you couldn't handle losing to Stars, so you took that out on them, and because it's not the first time she's done this. Because when Saki Kashima got kicked out of not Queen's Quest, of Oedo Tai during that steel cage match, she got on to Rina for not getting involved and stuff. So, they've got to speak up to Natsuko Toro's stupid leadership. She's not doing a very good job here. When Kagetu was running Oedo Tai, there was no shenanigans going. Well, there was, but they would actually win quite a lot. So, and Kagetu actually won the world title. Natsuko Tora has yet to win the singles title. So we'll see what happens there. But it was ever. The Cinderella tournament kicked off here. Mei Seira defeated Saida. This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this match. This was great. First round match. I believe it was the first round. No, second round match. What am I talking about here? Why is this listed as first round? Anyway, so yeah, not much to talk about here on this end here, but a surprise roll-up victory here for Mei Seira. It was strength versus speed in this match here. Your basic, almost like David versus Goliath type of situation here, but in the end, strength loses to high speed. The high speed champion gets the win here. She will go on to the semifinals. She will go on to the semifinals to face the winner of Yuna Minazori and Ami Sourei. So there is that. Speaking of Ami Sourei and Minazori, this match was fine for what it was here, but Ami Sourei gets the win here. Surprising win, actually, over Yuna Minazori. And it's going to be Mei Seira and Ami Sourei in the quarterfinals on the 17th of March. Again, nothing too fancy there on that. All people's match of the night. This was my match of the night, but it was still a really, really good match here. Hanan defeating Mirai. Thank the Lords. I put out a tweet that said, "Oh my God, what did it say? What did I say? What did I say about it? Oh my God!" I tweeted out. I tweeted out, and as soon as it happened here, I said, "Oh, thank the Lords above, Mirai will not win the Cinderella 3 years in a row," and I fucking popped when the 3 count happened. Thank God. Now Hanan is not. I don't think Hanan's winning the tournament here, because she's gonna have to go up against Starlight Kid now. And Starlight Kid, as of right now, is now my favorite and pick to win the tournament. It was at one point Hazuki, but Hazuki hasn't actually wrestled. She's supposed to be wrestling. Who is she supposed to be wrestling? Ruka. Who knows how that's gonna go? That should go poorly. Might get fucking shenanigans again on that, but who knows? But great win from Hanan. She's the first person to actually pin Hanan in the Cinderella, so that's a huge win for her. But I still don't think she's gonna win the Cinderella. I know a lot of people think it's gonna be her year, but I think it's gonna be Starlight Kid's year. Starlight Kid defeated Suzuki in the last tournament match of round 2. Good Lord, this match was awesome. Okay, so, and my favorite part of this match was actually the finish, because throughout the match here, Starlight Kid put Suzuki in a stretch muffler, and following that, Suzu was having knee issues, because that knee that Starlight Kid was working on came back to haunt her. And he tried to do like a powerbomb and stuff, and the best use of the over the top rope spot in the in the Cinderella was Starlight Kid going for like a Hurricane Rana, sending Suzuki over the top rope. No, it wasn't that. So Starlight Kid's leaning on the ropes here. Suzu thinks she's going to try to eliminate her by doing a clothesline over the top rope. No, Starlight Kid just ducks, doing a back body drop over the top rope, but Suzu lands on the apron, holding on for dear life, and Starlight Kid just comes doing a baseball slide and just boom, knocks her off the ring apron and goes on to the quarterfinals. That finish was fantastic. I loved the way that match finished, and actually for once puts to good use the stupid over the top rope elimination rules that they have in the Cinderella, because I personally don't like that rule, but it worked in this particular setting. So somehow, but it worked. So there's that. And she would go on to the semifinals to take on Hanan, and the semifinals are set currently as for the 17th. We have Hanan versus Starlight Kid and Mei Seira taking on Ami Sourei. The winners the 16th of March matches for the rest of round 2 are as followed. Xena will take on Wakitumi Tsukiyama. Unfortunately, I see Xena going to the quarterfinals in that round here. The winner of Raka versus Hazuki is going to take place in there. I would hope Hazuki gets the win here, but I'm not sold on that because of what happened with the match with Kokoma. Kurara will not make it to the quarterfinals. I don't think so. I think Azumi is going to get the win here, go to the quarterfinals to meet the winner of Miyu Amazaki and Mai Sakurai. I can absolutely see. I kind of want to see what happens if Azumi takes on Miyu Amazaki in the quarterfinals. That'd be pretty good there. So there is that. But I think the finals are gonna be Starlight Kid and I'm gonna go with Starlight Kid and Starlight Kid and I'm going with Starlight Kid and Ami Sourei in the finals for the Cinderella Tournament. So there is that. Now moving away from the Cinderella Tournament, we had a 6-woman tag team match. This was Natsupoi, Saori Anou, and Tam Nakano, Kama Angels. They defeated the team of Shiori, Saiki Kashima, and Rina Yamagami of God's Eye. Match was fine. It was alright. Not as great as the match Natsupoi had the previous night with the tag match that she had with Saori Anou taking on Hashimoto and Sourei. But Natsupoi gets the arm bar onto Rina or Yamagami to make her submit, giving Cosmic Angels the win there. But Saori Anou got her win back, which is good. Not Saori Anou. Natsupoi got her win back after losing her return match just earlier that morning. So there is that. Maika, Mina Shirakawa, Xena, and Wakitumi Tsukiyama, Empress Nexus Phoenix still, Divine Venus. That's what I'm calling them. Defeated Queen's Quest's Sai Kabatani, Azumi, and Lady T and Ami Sareee. Obviously, Maika got the win on Lady C. Fine match, fun little match there. Members of the Queen's Quest. There was some great stuff from Queen's Quest. Anytime I see Maika on my screen, I'll be like, yes, because she's the world champion. She's great. Mina Shirakawa is great. So there's that. Azumi, like I said, is my favorite wrestler on the planet right now. Interestingly enough, I was half expecting Utami to come out there and accept the challenge from Maika. There was no follow-up to that on this show. It's very interesting to me. But, yeah. Very interesting to me. They'll probably do the follow-up on that maybe like on the 16th or whenever Utami comes back. But Maika laid out the challenge for the 20th. The finals of the Cinderella. So we'll see if Utami accepts the challenge from Maika to have a World of Stardom Championship match. That match is going to hump, by the way. What didn't hump, unfortunately, was Giulia losing the Strong Championship to Stephanie Vaquer. It's not. I'm not down in it because Giulia lost, because I had a feeling Giulia was going to lose the championship because she needed to lose the championship before she left the company. The ending of the match kind of was underwhelming. The match itself was underwhelming as well. The end of the match was a roll up with a shoulder off the mat for Giulia, and the referee still counted 3. Stephanie Vaquer wins the championship, right? Giulia is trying to then tell her that she's trying to put the title around her waist, giving her respect. Stephanie is trying to actually seem like it's not what's happening here, which is now in turn going to make people think that Giulia is being selfish, which is not the case at all. This match just felt flat to me. This was not what I was expecting when I got excited during that tag match on night 1. But Giulia is no longer the strong women's champion. She's closer on her way out. After the match, Oedo Tai, for some weird ass reason, starts attacking Giulia before Giulia even gets a chance to say anything. Out comes most of the locker room, and surprisingly, Tam Nakano comes to the aid of Giulia, which is very interesting to me. And here is what Natsuko Toro said. She said after attacking Giulia, said, "Why, Giulia's mindless followers? You're leaving the company, right? You lost the belt too. You're not wanted here anymore. Get the hell out." Giulia gets up and spits in the face of Natsuko Toro and leaves. And then she says, and then she tells everybody, because everybody's chanting when Giulia's name. Natsuko Toro says, "Shut up, she's gone. We, the Oedo Tai, are going to destroy everything in this ring starting today. We're going to give you nightmares, shivers, and sleep." Something, though, which was very interesting here, Giulia puts her arm around Nakano, or Nakano puts her arm around Giulia, and they walk off together. I don't know what's happening on that end here. I'm very intrigued what this is going to go here, because I'm assuming, because I'm going to say I don't know when exactly is the last show for Stardom. But I do know, if I can find it here, I do know that, see if I can find the days here. Give me a second. As of right now, there's no other date scheduled for the 30th, so I want to assume the last show for Giulia for Stardom is the finals of the Cinderella Tournament. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but I'm very intrigued to find out. Other than that, I enjoy night 1 better than I did night 2. Not a lot of matches on night 2 piqued my interest. But here is what seems like the finals is going to be for the final show for the Cinderella Tournament. You got Maika defending the World of Stardom Championship against Utami Hayashishita. Of course, the Cinderella finals, and possibly Tam Nakano versus Giulia. Giulia's possible final match in Stardom before she is before she heads off to help Rossi Ogawa out with her promotion a little bit, and then head to WWE. So, yeah. Other than that, I have nothing else to add here. I will see you guys back here hopefully for Monday Night Raw, because I'm going to try to start doing weekly reviews again. I noticed I was going to do SmackDown, but SmackDown was not that good of a show to even cover, because that show is basically the Roman Rock Cody Rollins show. So other than that, I don't really have anything else to add when it comes to that, or Stardom for that matter here. But again, I enjoyed night 1 better because I thought there was more better matches on night 1 than there was night 2. Outside of night 2, like I when it comes to, like I said, the tag matches were fine, but the 2 Cinderella Tournament matches on night 2 shined. Obviously, Hanan and Miran and Starlight Kid Suzuki. But out of the matches I would recommend you guys to go back and watch, out of them is obviously Rina and Miran, Starlight Kid and Hazuki, Hanan, Mirai, and Starlight Kid again with versus Suzuki. Other than that, I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I will see you guys back here for Monday Night Raw. Hope you enjoyed listening to my review of Stardom's Cinderella Tournament nights 1 and 2. I will keep you updated on the Pile Driver Pulse when it comes to results for the remainder of the Cinderella Tournament and some other things going on in the world of professional wrestling. Until then, we're out.